Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Now today we're going to be doing a gear review on this. It's a 65-liter backpack that I got from Scandinavian Gear, which is a company. And they asked me if I wanted to review this, so I said sure, with a specific purpose. So stay tuned and we'll figure out what that is. All right guys, so I have a video from probably a year and a half ago on my main bug out bag. And I'll explain to you guys a little bit about how I set up my family's bug out bag system, because it is kind of a system. Each of the kids have their own bug out bags that has their personal stuff, clothing, and personal survival items for them. Then my wife and I each have a bag. Her bag is really our personal items, clothing, things that we would need from that standpoint, and some toiletries and stuff like that. Now my bug out bag is the heaviest one, and it contains the majority of our survival gear, and we're going to go over that today. Now my original bug out bag was an actual backpack that was from the company Food Insurance. I bought a food insurance kit and it came with a backpack. I actually bought it off of eBay for very cheap. That bag, of course, was not very high quality and it broke pretty quickly when I tried to stuff it with too much stuff. So I ended up getting this bag, which is a Army surplus bag. It's a big old bag. It says it's a North American Rescue Bag Incorporated Combat Casualty Response Kit. It's a big bag. It's got tons of different pockets and it's great. The problem is it's very uncomfortable, and I've really been wanting to get something a little bit different. Now I've got quite a few backpacks here in the actual shop, but you know, it's hard to spend $300–400 on a really nice backpack for a bug out bag, because you know, realistically, hopefully you're never going to have to use it. So I was looking for something, and I've been in the market for something a little bit different. And on the channel here, I get quite a few requests to review certain things. And every once in a while, I find that the product that they give me is something I really will use. I don't accept a lot of the review offers because I really don't think that the products are either good or something that I would use. But this particular product piqued my interest. And we're going to take a look at it today. It's a, as I said, 65-liter backpack. All right, so let's take a look at this backpack. It is available on Amazon for $89. Now, that's not cheap. I don't think that's expensive for a 65-liter pack, especially if it has a lot of features that really make it good. And I think this one does, especially for something like I'm looking for a bug out bag. You don't want to buy something that's so inexpensive that it's going to break. I've already been through that. And like I said, you don't want to buy something super expensive to sit on the shelf, possibly forever, hopefully forever. So this is a good intermediary price point, and it's very well made. The dimensions are 5 by 17 by 24 inches. Empty, it weighs 3.8 pounds, and it's actually really nice. It's 65 liters. It's pretty large. It has a opening on the top, and basically it's a top loader. Okay, it's got a drawstring like most of these packs do. On the top back here, it's got a zipper, and you can put a lot of stuff here on the top pouch above it. It's got a large area down here that zips. This is, of course, is where normally you would put your sleeping bag, and it does have a separator inside to separate the bottom compartment from the top compartment in case you've got wet stuff down there. One of the interesting and cool things is it actually has an integrated rain cover down here. You just pull this Velcro and the rain cover comes up and it makes it waterproof. So that's really nice. Included at 3.8 pounds, I think it's a pretty good deal. It also has 2 side pockets here, and one of the things I really like about this pack, it's got tons of compression straps all over the place. The strapping and the webbing is pretty well made, high quality nylon. The snaps all seem to work very well. Overall, I think the product, especially for the price point, looks really, really good. I'm going to flip it around, you guys can see the back. So one of the great parts about this particular pack, I think, is that these foam pads on the sides are really thick. I would say that the pads themselves are probably pushing 1.5 inches in thickness, so that really gives you a lot of comfort there. It's got 2 small, sometimes useless little pouches on the side of each of these, but you can fit something very small on the side, paperwork, money, whatever it might be in the side. It's got pretty good padding on the straps, and it's got more really, really strong padding here on the inside. It's fully adjustable. It actually fits right out of the box pretty well for me. You can adjust this top, fully adjustable. So that is the pack itself. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill it with all my stuff, but first we're going to take a look at what that stuff is. All right guys, so here's the contents of my pack, and I'm just going to tell you guys again, this is in combination with my other packs that I've talked about. First, and kind of the baseline of this thing, is this pack right here of food insurance food. It's got 14 breakfast entrees, 28 lunch and dinner, and it's got lots of drinks and 14 extra rice packets. So plenty of food for us, probably maybe a week for all of us, but we could make it last longer. But nonetheless, for a bug out bag, for a short-term supply of food, this works really well. All we need to make that work is hot water. We'll get to that in a little bit. From the standpoint of fire, I've got a ferro rod, I've got a lighter, I've got petroleum jelly coated cotton balls, and I've got 2 different types of matches, just redundancy. I've got a first aid kit. It looks pretty basic, but this thing actually has quite a bit of stuff in it, especially medications. I've got pain relievers, anti-inflammatories, anti-diarrhea medicines, antibiotics, all kinds of stuff in there. Sewing kit in here, nice sewing kit, and plenty of safety pins in case we need them. This is a hygiene pack. It's got deodorant, stuff for brushing your teeth, soap, shampoo, body wash, all that stuff, and a small towel. I've got a emergency blanket and 3 really heavy-duty trash compactor trash bags. I've got lots of cordage, all kinds of paracord, duct tape, other stuff. Maybe a little bit too much. I even got some twist ties. In one of our other packs, it didn't fit in here, but in our other main pack we do have a tarp, which I keep, which we can put a shelter up, so that does work with that. From the standpoint of tools, I've got one of these clamps, I've got an axe, I've got a utility knife, a multi-tool small, and a small crowbar. From the standpoint of communications, I've got some 2-way radios, and I've got some extra batteries. We'll be upgrading these to a ham radio once I get my license working on that. I have a small Esbit stove that's got plenty of Esbit fuel inside of it, which works really well. Can heat quite a bit of water for us. I would obviously use a fire to heat our water mainly because and save the Esbit fuel, but I have plenty to make fire, so that would be my primary mode of boiling water, would be the fire itself. I also have an extra container here for drinking and for boiling. This is actually a water bottle that has a water filter put into it, but it's mainly for just the capacity to carry water. Each of our kids' PAGs have their own Nalgene water bottle, and our other bag has 2 Nalgene water bottles for us to carry water around. And speaking of water, this is a full Sawyer all-in-one filter that has gravity system and everything I could work out for water. So basically, this pack, as you can see, is for tools, a little bit for communication, for health, for fire, and for food. So let's pack this bad boy. So that's it. Now a lot of y'all are going to wonder how much this thing weighs. So let's check it out. So this weighs 30 pounds. All right guys, so there you go. I got it strapped on, and I can tell y'all it is pretty comfortable. I mean, it's carrying 30 pounds pretty well. I compare this to some of my other packs. These hip pads are really comfortable. You can really strap it on good. Like I said, you can compress it really well. It's carrying 30 pounds pretty well. Now I imagine that if I was in a situation where I needed to carry this, I'd probably be carrying some water, so that would add some weight. But all in all, this really does what I wanted. One other feature as well is it does have an emergency whistle here. I wanted to make sure and point that out. But let me show you guys. Rides pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. In fact, I'll tell y'all what. I got this backpack mainly for a bug out bag, but I really like it. And it seems really comfortable, and it seems like something I would use for a longer trip. So I'm actually planning on using this thing coming up on an overnighter and seeing how it works and how comfortable it is, because obviously packing it is one thing, but wearing it and utilizing it in the woods is another thing. But preliminarily, I can tell y'all, this pack from Scandinavian Gear lives up to what I wanted from the standpoint of a bug out bag. It's got a lot of volume, it's comfortable, it's not overly priced, but it's not cheap, and I think that's really important. And I like it enough that I think I'm going to take it out on the trail and see how well it works out there as well. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in to Paleo Hiker MD. I hope you guys like the review of this particular pack, as well as a look through our main kind of family survival bug out bag. It's part of our system, so if y'all want to leave comments about things that I've forgotten, don't forget that I have multiple bags that we use as a family because there's 4 of us and we can all carry stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos here on Paleo Hiker MD. Make sure you check out this pack on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. I think it's definitely worth your while if you're looking for a large volume pack for a pretty reasonable price. I have to say, this one fits the bill. Thanks for watching, guys.